What's good, my kings and queens? It's your boy Shahid the King coming at you with another video. Welcome, thanks for tuning in to me. So today gonna do something a little bit different today. So this is something I want to do for a minute. So I'm gonna do like a little story time. I'll just have some background gameplay going on. So it's a story from my times, my adventures of my life. And I think it's a cool story. People like when I tell it, so I figured I'd tell y'all about what happened in my life and then see how y'all feel about it. So I don't know how long the video gonna be, but it's just been me talking about certain stuff. Well, so let me see as we get started. This is a story about let me give you the background first. So in like 2016 to 17, 2016, 2017. 2016 in 2018 to 2018. I was working at a camp in California. I was a camp counselor, right? So, of course, as you know, my job was to take care of the kids. So, that's my job. So that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So, long story short, I've been there for a while now. So my station was like the older kids. So I was like from like the 12 to 13 range. I have 14-year-olds sometimes, but mostly the 12 to 13 range. So I've been doing this section of these little kids for a while. Pause. I've been with the little kids for a while. But we would go on these hikes. So since it was in California, but it was in the mountains. So it was way up there. It was like 5,000 feet above sea level, I think is what it's called. But we was up there. So it was always hot. It was always a lot going on. So I don't know why I'm getting all these achievements I already got before, but whatever, I take it. Anyway, back to the story. So, we would go on hikes. So usually it'd be like a morning hike, or like we would do like the early morning hike. So go see the sunset on the tallest mountain we can get to. That was if we were able to get to. Then we'll sit there and wait after the morning, come see the sunset, and we leave and go eat breakfast and get ready for the day. Well, this happened this time. It was on like one other older kid group there, and they were the girls. Because they were the girls, we had to go, and they gave us the task of us being able to go hiking with the boys and the girls together, which is not a normal thing we do, because usually it's like the boys and the girls go one time, then we go after that, and we go a different time. Well, since it's only that the few of us, we decided we'll do it together. So we'll do it together. We're like, cool, we'll do it together. So I wouldn't object. I wouldn't object to it. So now this is after we had lunch and everything like that, and now we're going on this hike to go explore this area, because it used to be really prominent, and like they had a lot of water and stuff like that, but they've been dry so long, so they had like a lot of water towers that were down and out, right? So with that being said, we was like, let's show them a cool water tower. So I'm like, yeah, I'm down with that. So I hiked up there a while before we started working with the kids and everything. So I knew what to expect. So little did I know, want me to be completely honest, it was also mountain lion season. Well, I knew, but I didn't know, if you get what I'm saying. So I knew it was, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't really matter if it is, because we should be fine. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So I say, yeah, I'm good. We chilling. So I'm thinking, I ain't seen the mountain lion up here in a while. We had a little protocol what to do. So you see the mountain lion and you yell at him, say, go away, big kitty. Stuff like that. Something simple. So I'm thinking it's cool. So I'm like, hey, I'm cool with it. I'm pretty wilderness savvy. So I know if I see one, I know how to protect myself. And the kids too, if it need be, but mainly myself. That's bad to say, mainly myself. Anyway, so at this point we go, and now we are officially doing this. Officially going on this hike. So it's me, this other camp counselor, and the two girls camp counselors, right? So the girls were in the middle and the boys in the back. So I was leading the pack in the front, going up to the hike. I leading the pack in the front, going up the hike, and we hiked for like, I want to say 30 minutes, and finally get to the front to where we're going, and it's an abandoned water tower. You can go inside the water tower and play and stuff like that. So we went there, got there, played. I taught them how to build fires and how to survive, if you get lost in the wilderness, all all the traditional camp stuff. So at this point now, we're like, it's been about an hour, so now let's go back and go back to camp because now we got to go back for our next assignment, next big thing we got to do that day. So say yeah, let's do that. So we can ready to go back, and when we get ready to go back, it gets to a point where we gotta get ready to go. So they said, Trey, since you was in the front and the back last time, oh, you're gonna lead the hike in the front. You using the front last time. I need you to stay in the back. Now, yeah, I'm cool being in the back. It's fine. I don't mind. No, I was in the front. I was one of the spots. I think I was in the front. I'm not gonna cap. I was in the front. But anyway, I think I was in the front. Anyway, so I'm in the front, and at this point, I'm chilling. So I'm like, I got this. I'm walking in the front. So in my group, I have the bunch of most curious kids I've ever seen in my life. My kids at the time were so curious about everything. Everything just piqued their curiosity, everything. So when we're doing this, I got this one kid in front of me, and he asked me every question in the book about wilderness, about what I do, all sorts of stuff like this, and where I'm from, what I play. So we like cool. So I'm talking to him, and all you hear is like a growl. That's a bad mouth last time. We should get the boy. He hear a growl. So he hit the growl, and I'm like, hold on. Y'all heard that? I talked to my other counselor behind me, like, man, it's probably when the kids playing the game, playing the game with us. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we start walking further and further in, and it hit a growl again. This time it's louder. Okay? So at this point, I'm like, I know you heard this growl. I know you heard it. So I'm like, the way it's sounding, we can't keep letting this thing happen like this. So if we keep letting it happen like that, it ain't gonna go well for us, right? So at this point, I'm like, we gotta find what the growl is. So I said, hold on, y'all chill out. Y'all stay in the back. I'm gonna go check it out. So they're like, all right, cool, we got you. So I go walk up for it on the path to go find out what's going on. And another little kid who ask me a question, he decides to sneak behind me. So they supposed to watch him, they missed him altogether. Sneak behind me. So I'm walking, I said, it's a whole mountain lion right there, right? So it's a female, so naturally, from what I was told, I don't know how true this is, from what I was told as the camp counselor in the area, females are more aggressive than the males. So when she saw me, we both paused and looked at each other. So we both paused and looked at each other. She looking at me and looking at her. And she started growling at me, right? So at this point, I'm like, oh snap, what are we gonna do? Because she growling at me, and I'm trying to keep my composure and not get scared and pee on myself. No cap, not peeing on myself. So at this point, I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm just gonna say, go with the kid and be good. Well, I did not know that the boy was behind me. So as soon as I was about to say this, all you hear is him scream. On top of his lungs, he screams. He sees my line, that's pushing my line. Now my line is coming at me full force. Okay? Now, before I get to that part, mind you, the rule was in camp you don't have no weapons at all. But me being who I am, how I was raised, you have a knife on you at all times. So, I had a knife on me. I did. Not because I didn't have a knife on me, and I was glad I did because I had a knife on me. I was able to go ahead and start him online. So he came running at me. She came running at me, I meant to say. When she ran at me, I was like, oh snap. So I'm scared now for my life at this point. So at this point, I see little boy, he's still running, he's still looking at it. He's still trying to look at my line and see what's going on. So he's just screaming, standing up screaming. So I got two choices. Either I can go and fight this little mountain lion, or I can leave. Now, mind you, I could just leave because really I don't know the boy like that. It's my job, but really, that's how I know to get mauled by mountain lion for this little kid I don't know like that? Yes and no. So I was in the dilemma at the time, but I say, you know what? Let me go beat my line up because this is my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. So with that being said, I decided to go ahead and go try and start him online. So as running that little boy, I run in front of him and I pull out my pocket knife in my pocket. It's a pocket knife. And I pull it out. I'll run at the mountain lion. My pocket knife in my hand. So I run the mountain lion with my pocket knife in my hand. At this point, she's still looking at me like, what you gonna do with it? So as I'm running at her, she running at me. And I don't know why I'm thinking I'm Superman or something like that. I can just stand the mountain lion, claw, my face. But still, again, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna save my little kid because hey, my kid. But let's just say it didn't go the way I planned it to go. So I'm thinking I'm gonna save this little kid, and I jump up to go hit him on line with my knife, and I hit it on the nose with my knife. She don't know my knife. At this point, she is peed off hard. So I hit her on the nose with a knife, and at this point, the little boy still just crying. So I'm like, hey, you gotta shut up because you keep crying, you're gonna attract her to me some more. So I'm trying to keep him calm and say, hey, chill out. He's not listening. He's just still crying and going hysterical. So at this point, I yell and go, come help me. So I'm yelling to my other counselors, come help me. Well, when I say to my other counselors, come help me, they hear me, but they just staying there with other kids. So I'm like, hey man, listen, I need some help here. I can't do it myself because you know why? I'm getting my lines here and I got a little kid here. So they still just say, okay, we're gonna help you out, but I still get no help at all. Period. Point blank, no help at all. So at this point, when I get no help at all, I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, what's going on? So at this point, I'm trying to see what we're gonna do at this point to start the mountain line. So he's still just crying. I'm trying to figure out how to keep him safe without really doing too much to harm him like that. So at the same time, I'm doing all this stuff like this. I yell for him again. So at this point, when I yell for him the second time, they don't come. He runs. He runs like towards my line, but the other way. So like, what you doing, bro? Stop running that way. They're there. But of course, he didn't listen to what I said. He still ran that way anyway. When he ran that way anyway, mountain lion started chasing after him. So this point now I gotta go all snaps. Now I gotta go try and stop the mountain lion from hitting him and make sure he's safe. Because if he get hurt, that's my job. So I said, all right, cool, I got it. So I run towards the mountain lion again. Run towards him again, and then I run towards him this time. She run towards me. She run towards me and try and bite me again. So I dodged her little shot, her little bite. When I dodge it, she then looks at me and looks at me with this look like, oh, you think you smart, huh? You think you good, huh? So I'm like, yeah, I'm good, I'm straight. He ain't gonna hurt this mountain lion. He ain't gonna hurt my kids. So she see me, it's like she knows what she's doing. So she look at me and decide to run at him again. So let's run him, and this time I gotta run after him. So I'm running after him because he's still crying and hysterical, and she is still like, I'm gonna get him for getting me pretty much. Then he hurt me. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll handle this. I'll handle it. Little I know, did not handle it. She still decided she's gonna come at him again. So at this point, taking my knife again. I still have it in my hand. I run at it, and I feel, ever seen Rambo when he running at people with his knife and he just go like full force, crazy like I got this. So I decided to do that. I decided to go Rambo and it's like I'm gonna get it now. I'm done. Stop playing games with him. I'm tired of playing games with this woman, with this mountain lion. So I roll full force Rambo, run at him. Run at her. Right when I run at her, she decides that she's gonna growl at me. So as I'm running at her, she growl. I get scared and run back. When I get scared and run back, she decided to go after the boy again. So I was like, oh snap! So now I gotta go save him again. At this point now, I'm just getting upset because I'm like, hey, nobody helping me on my own trying to fight this mountain lion. Not even trying. They're not even trying to say, hey, what you got? What's going on? Nobody even trying to figure out what's going on. I'm still just screaming, saying, hey, come here. Somebody. Nobody doing nothing for me at all. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do something. So this is what I do. Just run at me again and try and bite me again this time. I jump up. When I jump up this time, well, not jump up, but I jump. When I jump, I take her, and I take my pocket knife, and I poke her in the nose with it. Poke her in the nose with the pocket knife, and I jump back. Now, mind you, if you don't know who I am, I'm a big dude. I'm a pretty hefty sized dude. So, at this point, I don't know how I was able to be this limber as I was. So I'm not a small guy. I'm pretty hefty there. I'm pretty full of weight there. I'm not the smallest of dudes. So I did it anyway. I think it's my adrenaline pumping. I did it anyway. And right when I do it, she like, I don't know how to do it. Yelping time, she yelps. When she yelps, she runs away. So this point she runs away. So now she runs the other direction where the kid was, who was hiding. So now I'm like, cool, we give me time to go save this kid now because she running away, she hiding. Well, I get to go, I say, hey, come on, let's go. Like, let's go, let's get out of here. He's scared to death. He don't want to move at all. He's scared to move at all. He don't even want to move from the spot he in. He's like in the little corner of the woods somewhere. Like, hey, bro, come on, we got to go because if we don't go, she gonna get us. I'm like, we don't know if she's coming back or not. He's like, but I can't. I'm scared. So I had to pick him up, which is totally against what I'm supposed to do as a camp counselor. Not even supposed to really touch kids like that, for real. So I pick him up. Once I pick him up, I had to go and carry him back to the other group. When I get to the other group of my camp counselors, they're gonna say, Trey, what happened? What happened? I say, well, if you was paying attention, what happened? You saw that this mountain lion came and tried to attack this kid and me. And where were you guys at? They was like, well, we couldn't really do much. We were trying to keep the other kid safe. I said, no, you were scared to come fight my lion with me. You see how big I am. I'm prime meat to get eaten right now. So long story short, after all that happened, we still just kind of like, we're gonna get it straight. We still gonna get it right. We're gonna. So we take the kids, run back to camp. So at this point now, I'm like, what do I tell my camp leader what happened, or do I just say, hey man, chalk it up to, hey, we all good, nobody died, let's go, we good. So I'm like, we're gonna chalk it up to, hey, nobody died, we good. The kids said it was an experience in camp, we straight. That's what I said I'm gonna do. Well, little did I know, my camp counselor decided to say, hey, let's go tell the leader of the camp what happened. I'm trying to be like, don't say that to this person, because at this point is bad. Because if something happened, I'm gonna be at fault for it. Because I shouldn't have brought the knife in the first place, and also the kid got away and possibly could have died. So I'm like, dang, this is bad all around. So I get back to camp to go get the kid straight. He cool now. I got him calm. He ain't scared anymore. He ain't crying anymore. He good. So I'm like, yeah, we good. So he good. I'm like, we all good. We straight. So I get back to camp and I go sit down and go eat food like we normally do every night, for lunch, whatever. So we're out to go eat food. I see my counselor say, Trey, come here. I'm like, oh snap, who said something? She just come in. I'm like, yes sir. He's like, hey, so I heard y'all had an eventful day. I'm like, nah, it was pretty cool, pretty chill. Wasn't nothing too much happen. He was like, no, I heard that you had to fight somebody. I was like, nah, I fight nobody. And he was like, Trey, look at me. I was like, yep. He's like, come on, let's be real now. Let's be honest. I said, okay. So something did happen, but I handled it. He's like, what you handle? I was like, I stopped something from killing the kid. He said, you stopped what? From doing what now? I said, I stopped something from killing the kid. I said, they didn't touch the kid. He's like, wouldn't touch the kid. I was like, a kitty. He was like, you talking about a mountain lion? I was like, yeah, no, but mostly yeah. And he looked at me. He was just quiet. He was like, Trey, you telling me that you shot the mountain lion? I said, yeah. He's like, no offense, but you big. I was like, I know. That's how you did it. I said, well, you know how we said I was having knives in here? I brought a knife. He was like, what you mean brought a knife? He's like, let me see the knife. So I showed him the knife. He said, oh, it's a big knife. I said, yeah, it is. And he was like, so tell me how it happened. I told him what happened. Told him what happened with the kid. And I said, the kid's good now. He's straight. So at this point, I had to go to the kid and talk to the kid and see what's happening. So long story short, he told the kid that chalk it up to a camp adventure. And if you can, don't tell your parents too much what happened, because it's not going to look good on us at all. But if you want to, you can. But we're not telling you to lie. We're just saying, if you feel like it's okay, don't say nothing to your parents. So, of course, when that time came, at that point, I was known as the mountain lion killer of the group, of the camp. And a bunch of other things I was being called at the time. Even though I didn't kill a mountain lion, I just simply hit it. But, you get the point. So, after all that happens, the next day, we're supposed to do another hike. My boss was like, hey, you know what, Trey? I don't need you to hike no more for the rest of the time. Let somebody else hike. You go do something else. So this when he told me I should go do archery, which to put my horn a little bit, I am a master archer now from doing archery for like 3 years straight. But that's just something simple, not really relevant to the story. But anyway, told me I shouldn't do archery, shouldn't do it anymore because it would happen. So yeah. I didn't do it anymore. I didn't hike for the rest of the time the kids was there. So, funny thing though, after we finished camp, because my camp was an overnight camp for like a week. So they'll leave on Saturday. No, Friday. I'm sorry, Friday. Once Friday came, they all left. When they left, the parents was like, "Hey, what happened?" And I was like, and they asked the kid what happened, what you do today. That was eventful. So the kid was like, so we went hiking. And we saw a cat, and we played with the cat. And she's like, "Play with the cat? What kind of cat was it?" He was like, just a big one." He looked at me and started smiling. And I was like, "Please don't tell your mama we fought him online and he almost got ate. Please don't tell your mama that." And she's like, "So what happened again?" He said, "Yeah, we fought a cat. So we played with the cat." So she came to me and she's like, "Mr. Joseph, so what happened?" Now mind you, this is a rich, privileged white kid. No offense to anybody, but he don't really get much. He don't really do much at all, other than like being pampered. So she was like, "What happened?" So I was like, we were hiking and we had a little run-in with a cat, but it's all good. We all settled. We all had a good time. We was all straight." She's like, "So was the mountain lion?" And I looked at her, and I was about to say yes, but her son looked at me and he just shook his head and said, "No, don't say nothing. Don't say anything at all." So I said, "All right, cool." So I was like, "I got you." I said, "No, it wasn't a mountain lion. It was just a big cat." And he was like, "What kind of cat was it?" I said, "Well, it was one of our the owner of the camp. He has a big old cat that he takes with him when he goes on hikes. He wound up coming with us. We didn't know he was behind us, and that's how we met him." It was like, "Oh, okay, cool. So it was a cat." I said, "Yeah, it's a cat." So okay, cool. So you had a good time? He's like, "Yeah, I had a great time." She's like, "Good job. I'm glad my son has a great time. He doesn't really do much at all, so I'm glad you gave him showed him a good time." I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Always will do my best." So to this day, unless the mom who was that child listening to my YouTube, which I find very, very unlikely, it was a mountain lion. Yes, it was. And they fight it off, and I did almost die for your son, and it was his fault. And put it out there, it was his fault. And I didn't want that to happen, but it happened, unfortunately. And I wish I could change what happened, but I can't. So I'll take it as a cool experience to say I done when I get older. That I fought him online and I didn't die from it. So yeah, that's like my story of the time I fought a mountain lion. So I think it's that's pretty much it. So I'm pretty much done with this story at this point. So if you feel like this is something you want to hear again, because I have plenty of other stories of my adventures in camp and stuff I've done and stuff that I've seen and stuff like that. So if you ever feel like you want to hear it again, let me know. I can tell you more stories because I have a lot of more stories to tell. We could do it like that. So just keep it in mind what you want to see, and I do my best to try and keep you updated with the new stuff that as it arises, and do my best to stay up with you and make sure you're happy. So again, man, thank you for tuning in. See you on this video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you got any suggestions you want me to do, let me know. I'll do my best to do them. I know today was kind of a random video and it was kind of just drawn out, but I wanted to let my story be known. But anyway, like I said, if you have anything you want me to do in any type of video, any type of game you want to play or something like that, or just another story, let me know. I'm always down for doing it. So I'll holler at y'all next time. Alright. Peace. Be good, kids, queen.